Do you know that you were born with the potential of genius inside of you? It's true. Everybody is. Everybody is born with the potential to be a genius. And it's just about activating your genius and demonstrating that in the world. And everybody can do that. Everybody can do that. The thing is that we haven't been told we're geniuses. You know, we don't get told this. You don't go to school and you don't get told you're a genius. You get told you're average and the same as everyone else. And some people kind of pop above the rest because they are more geared to that sort of academic work. And some of them might get called a genius because society has a program that you can actually do an exam or a test and they'll tell you whether you're a genius or not. But that's not really what a genius is. That's just what society has decided. This is the test to tell you whether you're a genius or not. And some people pass that test and they're a genius, and other people don't think they're not a genius. But everyone's a genius. And everybody has the potential for genius in them. And genius is not... I saw this picture where it said, okay, so the test to see whether you're a genius or not is to climb that tree. And there's a monkey sitting there, there's an elephant, there's a, I don't know, a penguin, a hippopotamus. You know, not everyone's the same. And so the test is to climb the tree. Of course the monkey's going to climb the tree. But all those other animals, they have genius in them in other ways as well, right? In the same way as humans. We're not all the same. We're all different. We're all operating from different models of the world, from different modalities. We have different strengths and different modalities within our five senses. And you know, we've learned different things. We have different values. And we have different things that we're interested in, that we're enthusiastic about, you know? So the kid that's at home getting top scores in all his video games, like completely focused for 10 hours a day, you know, like getting super scores more than probably any of his teachers could get. Well, definitely more than any of his teachers could get. Goes into school and then gets put at the bottom of the class and told that he's, you know, he's less than, or he's not going to pass the exams, or he needs to go to a lesser class or a different school or something like that, you know. But that's just from their point of view of what they think intelligence is. But this kid obviously has, if he's attention deficit or something like that, he's actually attention surplus in his video games. So it really is just taking what we're interested in, what we're enthusiastic about in life, and then focusing on that and getting better and better and better at it. You know, it's breaking out of that program, breaking out of the mold that, you know, whatever you do in school, that dictates whether your level of intelligence or your level of ability or something like that. And that's just a lot of rubbish, you know. And you know, the recent studies and scientific studies have shown that the brain has plasticity. It's not just set. You know, your brain has plasticity, and you can retrain your brain, and you can learn, and you can create new neural pathways in your brain, which and coat them with thick myelin and create new neural networks in your brain, which are like cities, and they light up different areas, and all this sort of interesting stuff that I've read quite a lot about it now. I'm not a scientist or anything, but it all makes sense. And so anything you're interested in, anything you want to do, even if someone told you you're no good at it, you can't do it, you can improve at it and you can get better at it. And the more and more you do it, you start to, you know, create this changes in your brain. So the capacity for genius, the potential for genius is in there. It's in everybody. And it's just deciding that, and it's becoming consciously aware that you have that potential. You have that potential to become a genius. And when you decide that and you realize that, then you go, okay, well, I'm going to do this now. And when you decide to do it, you give a signal to your brain starts to go into action, your unconscious mind starts to go into action, and you start to make progress on those things. But you've got to push past what you already know. You've got to push past what you're comfortable with. Because what you already know, what you're comfortable with, is where your brain's at right now. That's its threshold right now. So when you see something that you think you can't do, and you go and do it anyway, even though consciously you think you can't do it, go ahead and do it anyway. And by doing that anyway, you start to create the new neural pathways in your brain. You start to expand your capacity for it and increase your ability. And before long, the thing that you thought you could never do, suddenly you're doing it. But to be able to get there, you have to stretch. You have to stretch past what you're comfortable with, and you have to go beyond. So if you're studying something, you have to go until your brain feels like it's about to melt out of your head. You know, if it's a physical thing and you're just doing your 10 reps and then your 10th rep, you think, there's no way I can do 12 reps. That's when you go, I'm going to do 12 reps no matter what, even if the bar collapses on you after 10 and a half. You still have that, make that decision in your head that you're just going to go right to the end, because the end is always expanding. That's the thing. The end is always expanding, and if you keep pushing against that end, you keep pushing it away, or you break through and create a whole new reality for yourself. So let me tell you this, you're a genius. And if you keep telling yourself you're a genius every single day, you keep saying, I am a genius, I am a genius, and you keep on putting it into here, putting it in there, putting it in there, putting it anywhere you want. You know, you can start to anchor that into yourself, just saying, I am a genius, I am a genius, I am a genius, and I apply my wisdom. And before long, you start to become a genius in whatever you decide to do in your life. It doesn't have to be academic. It can be anything that you're enthusiastic about. You can become a genius at anything you want. You can become outstanding. You know, that's the definition of genius, really, is someone who's outstanding at something, and that can be anything. And that could be video games. That could be playing a sport, or that could be just being incredibly empathetic and being able to look after people in a certain way. You can be a genius at that. You know, there's many things that we can be geniuses at. So just let yourself know that you are a genius and you do apply your wisdom daily, and it takes being able to make a decision and then push past the previous limitations, so you start to change the shape of your brain and you start to change your life. When you start to change what's going on in there, the outer environment starts to change, and that is true life transformation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.